right. Hello. Welcome to the Tuesday stream, as we call it. So, first things first, I'm gonna go to my little YouTube channel. I'm doing this on. I have two screens now, so I can have my. Usually, I had my chat on the laptop on the side, but now I have it on the. What's it called? Things first. I have it on the other screen. I'm just gonna post this on my Discord. A link to this. Wait, was that a correct one? Let's check. Yes. Good. Yeah. Post that in the Discord. So today I am fixing lots of things for my so-called Friday build. So I'm trying to make a build every 2 weeks of the game until it's done. So last week I mostly did random. Last week I worked on improvements to the game, adding new stuff, and now I'm still adding new stuff. But I also want to spend this week on fixing stuff so I can make a build, post it on my Discord server, so the people on there can test play and give me some feedback, hopefully. But first things first, I'm gonna leave and go blow my nose. Da-da-da-doo. It is really snowing a lot here in middle of Sweden. It's this kind of day where school buses got cancelled and stuff because it's just like tens of centimeters of snow has fallen today. I'm doing this stream a bit earlier today. I'm just doing it during the day, and then maybe I can keep going for a while and stuff like that. I have my coffee. Blah diddy blah. Okay, so today I'm gonna fix many things for my so-called Friday build that I will post on Discord on Friday on my Discord server, and I can show the current state of things. So what I've been, things are a bit. Let's remove some things, clean things up a bit here before we do anything else. There are some things in the level that has been placed there for debugging purposes. This one should go, and you, Mr. Cat, should go over here. Like that. Should I put the cat on layer 5? Like that. We can save that. Restart. Yeah. So I have this stuff. And this level is almost identical to before. You can go through it and do a lot of stuff. What I've been working on is like the rest of the game. It's not supposed to be a super long game. So I have like 4 or 5 levels. You go through a short story and stuff. So on the second level, have I changed anything on this level? Let's see. Have I changed anything on this level? I'm just flying around with the camera now. I haven't really changed anything on this level either. What's new is stuff that happens here. So on this level, if anyone played the demo last time, the demo ended when you came up. When you came up over here, the demo ended. So now you can talk to this guy here. It is an oak tree indeed. Do you know where acorns are? Probably up high. Let's fly up there. Sure, jump in. And it flies up. There's going to be a smoother transition there. Oh wait, this one doesn't... This might be bugged right now. Let's see if it... It goes on this spline, but it's also changing the background color. So it might switch level now. Okay, that's bugged. Okay, let's fix that first then. So what's supposed to happen here is you're supposed to fly up here and then some stuff happens. But right now it's bugged because it is putting you in... It puts you in... It puts the rocket in the wrong state, I think. What happens here actually? You talk to the rocket. Let's go look in a dialogue. In my messy dialogue. And then this event happens. Cat enter rocket in front of Oak. This is a very specific event. Cat enter rocket in front of Oak. Okay. So when this event happens, that's the event that happens when you say, let's go to the rocket. Say let's go. The thing we saw that happened there was that in the rocket update function, this stuff happened because it was in the standby state, which is, this rocket is a bit messy because it's used in the first level to fly away and get to the second level, but now the second level got to itself. It's a bit of a whoopsie there. Let's maybe we can do this. Say that r.state is .externally controlled, which is a thing that does nothing. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. Here it comes. Oh. Supposed to talk to rocket, don't try to slap it. Ah. This is the funniest bug. It just started raining letters. Wait, what happened? Externally controlled. But that one is... When does this... So... Interesting. Okay, okay. It's just supposed to fly up. This is a spline evaluator. It takes a spline and the target and sort of moves the rocket. So what's supposed to happen here is that yeah, everything's broken. But that's because I've been working on other things and I just went back to this and want to check like, oh, what's happening? Now everything's broken. That's fine. Fix it. What's supposed to happen here is there's this spline here where it's supposed to fly up here. Rocket spline done. I bet it's rocket spline done. I bet it's this one. No. Okay. So when does start space game start? Only happens here. Event cat enter rocket in space. Okay. So what actually happened in this case? Let's go check again. Okay, so this guy comes line. This is an oak tree, blah blah blah. Oh, okay, I know what happened before. I had some state left over that was set in the... Yeah, it executed another dialogue, but I didn't look at what the dialogue was doing. Now the only problem is the camera doesn't update anymore. Okay. Externally controlled. When it's externally controlled, then it doesn't want to up. Then it no longer sets the camera position. All my camera code on the... When you use the cat layer is much fancier. When it's on the rocket, everything is a bit wah. So... see here. Externally control. Okay, should I have a flag if it should update the camera position? Maybe. I could just do this. But then there are cases where I don't want this to happen. Let's just do this. Camera for... We just add another separate state for that. Case, camera follow. Then it does this stuff now. And then... Yeah. Do that. Run up here again. Ooh. Yes, hello, Fix. I am live. It is a little bit of a middle of the day stream today instead of in the evening. I mean, depends on where you live. But let's fly up. Another camera should follow. And here I want to, of course, put in some nicer... Now we will get to a lot of white box / just randomly placed out placeholder graphics, because that's what I've been doing last week. So a few things here immediately. This spline, where am I? Where? This spline should probably... It doesn't end in the correct place. See the rocket? I shouldn't... Whoops. I shouldn't care too much about exactly where it ends up until I have more final graphics in there. This is the famous acorn you can talk to. It's very strange. Why did the cat climb the tree? I don't know. Me and the onion flew up. And this is supposed... So what's happening in this game is supposed to meet this person, this acorn, that looks like a French person with a beret. Right now, it's very strange. It's my placeholder graphic. And you're supposed to get an acorn home for the squirrel so we can make a new tree. But then you realized it's too big, you can't carry it. So instead, let me carry you for eternity. And then it's a bit of snapping there. But this, here I did some stuff last week. This is also... So these are kind of the things where I need to polish and make the transitions, everything seamless, because now it will snap level, and then it's this level. Oh, actually, let me fix this one a bit. This will be a very chaotic stream of me just fixing these kind of things, but that's fine. Hi, low life dog in the chat. Yeah, I'm streaming now because it's in Sweden. It's, what is it, 2:30 or something. And I was thinking, I'll just stream during the day and people can join in whenever they want instead of me streaming in the evening or something. Vary a bit. Also, that varies who can watch at different times. I mean, if you think about the globe, it's mainly people who are off work at this time. Is like Asia and stuff. But yeah. So when I stream in the evening, it's usually around lunchtime in the US and evening in Europe. But it's those kind of funny things you think about a bit when you do streaming. Okay, what am I doing here? Yeah. Load level. So what I want to fix here is post load level. I want to fix, you saw that you started inside the rocket here. That was not supposed, that's just a quick thingy. Yeah, beret is one slightly slanted. Yeah, I know. It's not supposed to be a beret. It's supposed to be the top of acorn. They have like a hat, an acorn, but it's all placeholder graphics also, so it's gonna be fine. This event I should not send. That's why it enters the rocket when you start. Now, wonder why that crashed. Does it say? No. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so this is how the level is supposed to start. So you fly into the acorn and then you end up here. Where are we? Blah blah blah. Then you jump inside and then there's this very silly thing that happens where, so I worked a bit on adding some kind of gameplay while you're inside the rocket. And this rocket is powered by today's magic word. So you need to collect today's magic word, and currently it's hard-coded to space. And I just need the last, so down here is all the letters you have collected. Oh, there's one. No, I missed it. I'm also gonna make it maybe so the other letters you should not hit them or something. Or maybe I'll make them into like rocks instead or something. Oh, there we go. Then you pick this up. And then it's the space. And then it flies off. It's supposed to fly up all the way to the top, but that's a bit broken. And then you end up here. So I'm gonna try to make all these things seamless is one part. First part is to make sure everything works, so I can play through it. Then when you come out of there, you end up here, and you're like, oh, what's this place? This is gonna be, I mean, if you want to play this, I'm gonna spoil everything, but that's just how it is watching a stream. Then you suddenly come out here and like, what's happening? Oh, hi, you're back. How did it go? And then you can say, we live in a side table lamp. This is gonna challenge the potato-centric model. I met an angry door. You didn't slap it with the baseball bat, did you? I probably did. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I will skip through the dialogue mostly because maybe the placeholder, and if anyone plays, then they can read that later. And then, oh yeah, this is broken right now also. You're supposed to say things here, but I think I broke the dialogue code. Let's see what the chat says. So question is if I ever consider using Lua for the game. No, I mean, I've used Lua before because I worked on game engines that used. I've worked in game engines before that used Lua, like C++ engines that had Lua for scripting, which was fine. It's quite a nice language that you can. The nice thing about Lua, I think, is that you can. It's very. You can extend it in any way you want. It's like this thing that many people do. Like they want some sort of concept of a class or something in Lua, and then with the meta tables in Lua, you implement it yourself and stuff. So it's quite interesting. But no, I use only Odin, and because Odin has nice enough. What's how to say? Nice enough syntactic. Not but Odin is sort of low level, but it has a very high level feeling, which means that it has lots of the features you often see in high level language, but the language is still low level. So it's a nice combination. Okay, so what's happening here? Lots of things are happening here. This will all look very chaotic because a lot of it is dark screens. I'm gonna add in like space background and stuff here, but it's just, yeah. Okay, so, wait, why is this one? Oh yeah, you're supposed to come here. Right. So first thing I'm gonna fix is that dialogue is broken here when you fly upwards. And why is that? I think I know why. So I was fixing earlier today. Let's get out the debugger and check some stuff in it. Okay, let's find active dialogue. No, active interaction is called. This debugger is called Remedy BG, like this very snappy debugger. It's not an IDE, it's only for debugging. So you just open a file and the program opens in like 2 seconds, and it's very snappy. It works well with Odin. See here. What? Oh yeah, maybe it's like. I guess the only thing is like it doesn't have like it doesn't have like in Sublime I have like go to symbol and stuff. You don't get that, so sometimes it's a bit clunky to find where you want to go, but other than that it's fine. So Fix is asking how I'm liking Remedy BG, worth the investment. I haven't actually used it that much yet, but it works better than Visual Studio for debugging Odin because I can inspect local variables more easily. I know it might work in Studio Code, and maybe it works in. Yeah, I know, but in normal Visual Studio, which is what I've used before, it. Yeah. It's just why is nothing happening here? It's supposed to go into an interaction. These guys are supposed to say stuff here. Let's see. Say single line. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, this is stuff. This is stuff. This is what's supposed to run. Okay, let's debug that instead. Sorry, I was Yeah, I was in the middle of talking about Remedy BG. I think it works fine and it's very snappy. What I want from a debugger is usually being able to set breakpoints and inspect local variables. Very rarely do I use anything else. Sometimes I've used memory breakpoints, but I never used that with Odin. I don't even know if Remedy has memory breakpoints. You know, these kind of breakpoints that trip when memory is written and stuff. It's good for when you have like memory overwrite bugs and stuff, but I haven't used that in Odin yet. It's mostly like in very big game engines where you have lots of code and something is ruining some other memory. But it's fine. And like Fix says, you can actually also use for Odin WinDBG, which is Microsoft standalone debugger. It works apparently better than Visual Studio. Is it called Watchpoint? Is that I don't know if Remedy has that. Thank you, Low Life Dog. Low Life Dog says that they have been watching all my streams. And I'm sorry that the previous stream last week, after roughly half, it broke and everything started lagging and the video was stopping, and that was because my computer got sad and it was eating all the performance. There was no CPU left or something like that for the stream. It just, yeah, I had technical problems. Yeah, Fix says that most things work better than Visual Studio. Yeah, I'm a bit like strangely old school. I worked recently in Unity, and all my colleagues were using this fancy new, what's it called, Rider, to write the C#. I was the only one on the company using Visual Studio. I'm like, I know this program, it's not that bad, and then I was always angry at it. But it took me like it was essentially when Visual Studio, I could not inspect local variables in Odin, that I was like, okay, I will try something else. It's just like the main feature I wanted didn't work. Then I was like, okay, let's try something else. Then I tried this, and I actually bought the Remedy BG is you have to pay for it. It's like $20 or something. I bought it some years ago, and back when it was not very useful because it wasn't done yet. Like, didn't have all the features I needed yet. But it's pretty nice. It's funny. I think this is the look of it. I think this is like the standard Dear IM GUI. If I'm not incorrect, someone can correct me that, because I don't use Dear IM GUI myself, but I think this is like Dear IM GUI standard theme, which is funny. It just feels like a very fancy debugger, but it also feels like it's this weird thing with Dear IM GUI, because I assume you can reskin how it looks. I assume. But it's very few people seem to do that. So it's lots of, you always see these applications everyone is making, and it's like, it's this interesting Dear IM GUI look on lots of things people make. Yeah, Rider. I think it was good for C#. I think C# benefits more from the total IDE experience. You know, when you have debugger for some reason. I tried to work in Unity with Sublime and just using a debugger, which I like for Odin, but with C# for some reason, I feel like I gain more from having being inside Visual Studio or something. Yeah, I assume, yeah, you can reskin Dear IM GUI. Yeah, it's just funny that so few, like even this one, which is a commercial product, hasn't I don't think, I think this is default skin, which is funny. I think this is Dirham Goyi because I don't use it that much, but I think this is, I think I recognize how it looks. Anyways, thank you, Low Life Dogs. Likes that my streams are slow paced and calm. Yeah, I try to not be the, you know, the kind of YouTuber who starts with clapping the hands and saying hello, and then there is I don't know. It's just I don't. It's just cringy. Many streamers, I think, somehow. But not that I want to call anyone out, but it's just that to me it's not very. It's a bit annoying sometimes with some streamers. So I'm happy that it's a bit calmer. Hello, Giuseppe. Okay, now we're gonna investigate this. Now I'm just talking instead of doing stuff. Player. I think one thing I also try to do on these streams is that I actually try to get something done. I think some game dev streams I've seen, I guess it's when you get a lot of people in the chat, it becomes so overwhelming with the chat, so you stop, you don't get anything done anymore. So you have to, either you have to make a choice almost, like, are you gonna answer every single thing in the chat? And I guess that depends on what the goal of the stream is. If you just want to, if you want to get anything done, or if you just want to like talk to people and make people aware of what you're doing or something. Okay, now hopefully I will end up in here, in this. No? You know why? I'm not even attached with this debugger. Here we go. You have to restart that sequence again. Because I wasn't attached with my debugger. Ah, it's funny, I was here also before. Yeah. I'm trying to talk and do things at the same time. I was never attached with the debugger. I was just like, oh, it's not working. So let's so I assume now that this one will actually happen. So this is the, here it tries to say some line, update interaction dialog. Okay, no, then we go here. Okay, now we're on another line. Let's check i.singleLine. I can see my house from here, it's supposed to say. Okay. So it's supposed to draw that one. That's weird. Okay, let's for the next one we step into draw line here. I think I need to run the sequence again. Okay, now we're inside draw line here. I wonder if I usually like having my text size a bit bigger, because I like when people on the stream can, you don't have to have like a full screen view of it. I don't know if you can change that in this program. The font size. Oh, here you go. Oh wait, that's the UI. Oh, maybe it's text font. Here we go. Wow. These don't need to be that big. Here we go. Text size changed. So my where'd it go? Can I jump to the step over line? Okay, let's just step over the line. So which one is failing here? Okay, there's no player. That's why. So it's supposed to say lines here, right? It's like they're supposed to say funny things. And the reason it's not doing it because the player here is nil. You know what? It shouldn't do this. Update interaction dialog. Let's go here. This code, so this is the code that draws a line. It's when someone says something, there is a bubble over their head and it says something. And I had this thing where I from code can see you do say single line. I can just do that at any point. Here this is when you try to use the root cellar door. Then it says it's locked and it's the controlled entity, which is the player. It says that. So in this case, there is no controlled entity because I unset this one to make it so that yeah, I think I know what we can do here. Let's do like this instead. Like this. EH is talking with. So this is the entity handle of the this is supposed at the end to be the entity handle of the thing you're currently talking to. Right. And then we say if actor equals dot player, then if gmem.controlled entity is not nil, then it says EH equals gmem.controlled entity. Else EH is gmem.cat. So this is just a fallback in case. Yeah, we can do like this. It's not supposed to be nil, it's supposed to be entity handle none. We use handle based arrays for these. I guess someone has never seen this. This is just a handle none, and a handle none is an empty handle, which means the index, the generation, and the ID in here is all just zeroed out. What I do in these handle based arrays is that whenever I create them, I actually, on the first index, I create an empty object so that even if you try to fetch something with index at index 0, it always works, but you just get the sort of empty object. I think it's nice if you can just at index 0 just get something, and that's supposed to, then you can check, oh, you can check against you can check against entity handle none, which is all zeroed out. But if you try to fetch an entity with entity handle none, then it just goes into the array, the handle based array, and just fetches the one at index 0, and that will be something there always. But that will also just be an empty thing that's not used for anything. What you can do with these things is that, and then maybe if there's a texture, for example, texture handle on that one that's now 0, and then you try to fetch the texture, and then the texture array also has the 0 index has a empty texture or something, or you can put something there like a pink texture that says no texture, whatever you want. So you can make sure that the 0 value, you can both compare to it to check if it's nothing, but you can also fetch from arrays using it because you always put something at index 0. It has a few downsides doing like that. It's yeah. What am I doing here? Let's just do like this. If EH equals entity handle none, well, then we can't do anything here. Then we're done. So now we can remove this. I think we can simplify this code a bit. Why is there a separate player here? Okay. I think this is used for anything else. So the only thing this does is when you go like when one player is when the player is to the left or to the right, it sort of sets this variable to offset it. And this also moves the anchor point when it's the player a bit. It's just some hard-coded stuff. But it uses the player variable to compare these two. Okay, let's do this. Let's fetch the controlled entity. And down here we say if controlled entity is not nil, blah blah blah. Yeah, so what this does is it just, if it's the player who's supposed to say this line of dialogue, then this is just some hard-coded stuff that moves the point where the little arrow is a bit. But the more important stuff is this is if, well, this is wrong. Yeah, this is supposed to be like this, controlled entity, controlled entity. I think that will work. You don't need to care about this if unless there is both a controlled entity and a thing you're talking with. This stuff doesn't matter. Okay, now we can stop debugging. How do I terminate? Oh, that term killed the exe. They're detached. Oops. Let's go here. I think I have a cheat button to get through this segment. It will all look very strange. Like that. Hop, hop, hop. Hop, 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 hop. Oh, well, one thing I'm thinking about is in some games, when you said one line, either the line disappears or it's grayed out, and then the first line from the top that is not said before is marked. So then you can, well, it's essentially me just quickly clicking through lines. I also want to add so that when people say lines that they sort of show up letter by letter, not too slowly, but you know, at least it makes it feel like someone is saying something a bit more. Okay, let's see if this works now. Yeah, now it works. So that was what I fixed. I fixed because it returned from that function before. They flow, they ascend. Because they realize that they are living inside the acorn, so they can just do whatever they want. And here I think something is broken now. It doesn't change level. It's supposed to change level now. Let's fix that. What's that called? It's probably maybe... So one thing about my code is that it has gotten a bit messy where I don't have a clear sort of... I would like there to be maybe more of a game state, sort of, that's outside of the player, or whatever you want to say. Right now, I end up putting the player into funny states, and then there's lots of code inside the player doing stuff. Like these stuff. It's not very... no, it's kind of this hacky thing that works for just doing a sequence like this, but it's not very nice. And I think the reason it ends up like this is because I haven't paid enough attention to the sort of... I paid a lot of attention to making sure that I can do very fancy things inside the player character, but if you go one level up to sort of the main game loop, I don't have so much nice stuff in there. I probably is gonna keep it like this kind of for now, but it's a bit messy. Okay, this is the... This is the one it runs. It doesn't change level. Isn't that the problem here? Doesn't it need to do this? Like, what's the level name? Level name. This one. I think that's just the problem here. It doesn't change level at the end. No. And I don't think it needs to do any of this stuff. I don't think it even needs to do this. I think this is copy paste from another place. Never mind that. Okay, it's already left this state, so I have to run the sequence again. Something I have done, like I said, I do too much in the player character, sort of I do too many states in there and it's just updating. But for this space game that you saw with the letters, that one actually I've added a sort of a game state thingy, and it runs a separate game state and like a mini game that has its own update function. And that one, so for that one I've done that, and that proved much more pleasant to work with. Feels much less hacky and more contained. Now, hopefully. Changes level, no? Okay. Why doesn't this work? Oh, wait, you're... I see the problem here. This is supposed to be like this. Okay, good. Yes, this is the code it runs, and then it... Yeah, it's supposed to happen here. There's no level change here. Low Life Dog asks about what my opinion on Golang is, and even doing stuff with JavaScript. I don't really have any... I haven't used Golang. I think I used Golang for a tiny script once. I haven't ever used it. It seems like a... I mean, I don't know much about it other than the syntax is pretty nice. I know some talented programmer friends who like Golang, so that's usually a good sign that it's okay. For JavaScript, which also ask about. I wouldn't probably make games in JavaScript. What is quite nice is that these days you can, for example, program in something like Odin and then use like convert it into this, what's it called, WebAssembly thing, and then you can have like a render backend for WebGL or something, and you can actually take your native code and make it into this assembly stuff that runs inside some JavaScript stuff. I have no idea how it works. It's black magic to me, and I guess that's how Unity and those also do it. But that stuff's really cool, that you can just take your random native code and somehow make it run in a browser. I was thinking of, it changed. This thing triggered immediately, so I get up here. Yes, and that little sequence worked, and now I can put, okay, that was broken. And then this is supposed to be sort of the end screen of the game where you're surfing on an eggshell inside Pancake Batter. So as you see, it's very chaotic right now with lots of just sharp transitions and stuff. You're supposed to, inside this bowl up here, put all your pancake ingredients, and then there's supposed to be like a space background here. And then you lose an eggshell, so you jump in and then you surf on the Pancake Batter. And then that's sort of the end of the little game. But I think all the parts I can get to this. What was happening here though? Okay. Now I can do this. I get it. It jumps in. Then so the eggshell is not supposed to appear like that. There's lots of things to fix here. But it's important when you make stuff to start with something rough that actually the different things you want to be able to do in the game are there. Let's close this for a bit and commit some code. What have I done here? Yeah, it's the camera controller stuff. Yeah. Oh, one fun thing I've noticed last time, since last stream, is that let me commit this before I so I noticed something that for example, in my UI code I had this line down here that said delete active buffer, and this line wasn't here. So it didn't set the active buffer to 0. So sometimes it could happen that this one was already deleted. So it did a double free, which is usually would crash, right? Doing a bad free or a double free or whatever you want to call it. That will usually crash if you tell like your Windows heap allocator to free memory that's already been freed. However, most of this code, UI code, I only use inside the editor. Well, got hair in my mouth. But most of this code I only use inside the editor, and when I run from the editor, I use debug mode, my tracking allocator. When I run inside the editor, I use my tracking allocator, which an allocator that is a bit slower, but it will report memory leaks and stuff. So you can do that while you develop in debug mode. You can have that. However, what it also did that I didn't know was that if we look at the default tracking allocator in Odin, because I modified it now, it also has a bad free array. And this bad free array, whenever it notices that you're trying to free memory, but that memory was not in the allocation map, so this tracking allocator had never seen, it didn't know about this memory, but you're still trying to free it. which means that you're either trying to free a pointer that was not allocated with this allocator, or it's already been deallocated, which is sort of this double deallocation, right? What Odin does in this, what the Odin's built-in tracking allocator does, that it adds it to the bad free array. Now, in my main program, I only checked the allocation map and reported on leaked memory. I never checked the bad free array because I didn't know it did this stuff for me. I assumed that if I did a double free, it would, like in C++, crash because I hadn't looked at what this code did. So there's a very sneaky thing that happens here is that in most cases where it would have, in all the cases where it would have crashed when it had never seen this memory before, when this is true, then it was just silently added to this one. But then there could be a few cases where a pointer address had somehow been recycled or something. Yeah. And then this allocator actually knows about this memory address. But you might be actually freeing the wrong variable. Like you're just accidentally in like UI double freeing this thing. But it has already been it is actually not used. It's just a pointer used somewhere else, and then it actually goes in here and starts messing around with the memory. And then you sort of silently end up in here because all the other one, all the bad frees that would normally have been crashed were just added to this thing. I didn't know about this array, so I had like memory corruption and stuff happening because of this. And you've seen me working on memory corruption things before because I had some nasty bugs, and I haven't seen those issues since I fixed this. However, there's two ways to do this. Either you can, like each frame or something, look over the bad free array, and you say, you do bad free, and then can throw up an error or whatever. However, I just copied a tracking allocator instead. So one nice thing about Odin is that you can this is inside the Odin core standard library. I just took all this code, tracking allocator, copied it to my own file inside my game. And then I removed the bad allocation map. And if it gets into here, then I instead now panic. Because this is a bug that I want it to crash. So it will tell me immediately, you're doing a bad free. And then it has the location, the code line where it happens. So now I do this again. And the moment I did this, I got lots of these sort of panics that said, you're doing a bad free here. And I'm like, oh my God, because usually if you like memory leaks with manual memory management is not a big deal when you during development can use a tracking allocator. You will find all the leaks, and usually bad frees, like bad code flow, so you end up doing a double delete or something. That you would notice because of crashes, but I didn't. So I had a few of those that I didn't know of. It was quite a funny ride. Yeah. But now it's like this, so it no longer happens. Low Life Dog asks, how important is manual memory management in my case? Does it serve a particular purpose in terms of targeted platforms? No. I know. I mean, I programmed some in Unity, for example, that uses C#, where you have automatic memory management. And what tends to happen there is that you, after a while, you realize, oh, I can't generate too much garbage, as in, like just like knowing lots of memory and then forgetting about things and letting it get collected by the garbage collector, because you will get funny stalls and stuff because you kind of lose control over when stuff is happening, and you can get in this trap of like just doing lots of memory allocations, and suddenly you're actually seeing bad performance because of the garbage collector kicking in at times when you don't want it to and stuff. So what tends to happen when you're a bit more seasoned C# programmer in Unity, for example, you'll be like, oh, I don't generate garbage. I have this pool of objects that I take from, or maybe I try to you use pools, and maybe you try to use less heap allocated memory somehow. So you're essentially avoiding that stuff, which in the end, whenever I use C#, in the end, I almost feel like the stuff I'm doing to please the garbage collector is harder than manual memory management, because instead of just doing the simple thing of like, okay, here's memory, here memory is allocated, here is deallocated, you have this extra like funny pools and stuff, or this dance around the GC. Now you make pools, of course. When you have manual memory management, you also end up making pools of stuff and things, but yeah, it's just when you use garbage collection the languages enough, the garbage collection itself stops actually giving you much. So I don't know. It's and I think when you have something like a tracking allocator, so you can track the memory leaks and you just get a list of here you messed up, then that used to, before I had a tracking allocator, the hard part of manual memory management was like, oh, am I leaking memory? I don't know. You could like write really neat code, so you was almost sure, and then you look at the memory usage, like, oh, it was going up. But when you have tracking allocators, it's like, I'm actually sure this program is not doing anything silly. But yeah, it was funny with the bad freeze stuff, because that was something I was not used to. That something tracked bad freeze, so got into trouble there. Chat is saying bless you.
Oh.
Okay. We are doing something here. I just committed code, and I think what we're gonna do now is, yes, I know what we're gonna do. There's one last thing remaining that I want to put in. A sort of gameplay thing that does not happen at all right now. I'm gonna put the cat here. I'm gonna put the rocket thingy here. Move a bit. Put it at layer 4, put the cat at layer 5. Low Life Dogs asks if I had a lot of prior experience with low-level languages and manual memory management. Before Odin, yes. I mean, I guess that's the question. I worked in C and C++ and stuff before. But initially, I remember like the first few times when I tried C++ and I didn't really know what I was doing. It was really messy. And I understand why people who are new to programming can find manual memory management a bit hard, because it's like, you know, you're getting weird crashes from maybe it's bad freeze, and it's just this extra concept to think about while you're also trying to learn programming. So I can understand why it's a bit scary. But at the same time, I think if I had something like tracking allocators maybe back then, maybe it would also be a bit less scary, and then I would feel a bit more in control. This one is... Wait, why are you saying that? You're supposed to say... Yeah, okay. That was... Oh, smacked this microphone. That was the game state being funny. I know it's off center here. Okay. Ugh. Let's go over here. I have these volumes that makes the camera separate. So I never set the camera Y position. Like you see the camera X position is automatically. But I have volumes to set the Y position, because when you're walking on a flat surface like this with some bumps, I don't want it to do stuff. So there are these different triggers and volumes a bit here and there. Like here you will... yeah, this is... maybe there should be one volume up here, but this is where you sort of start the game. So... I'm gonna see if there's more coffee. Wait. Boom, 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 boom. Found some coffee. Okay. This is broken. It said let's go and then nothing happens. I'll fix that first, and then we're gonna fix one thing here. This is mini game with the funny flying letters. It's gonna happen twice in the game. Once here and once later. So we're gonna fix all that up now. But why is nothing happening? This one says event none. Should be cat enter rocket. Why all this event none? That's very scary. Is something broken? This one is correct. This one seems broken, but I will look at that later. I wish I had the camera set correctly. Hello. Yeah, now it goes in correctly. Now it flies away, and I think the whole sequence will work. Yeah, that works now. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna temporarily over here gonna add a trigger that says set camera Y. There we go. So now I can do like this. Okay. Now there are a few things here. Cat enter. This event makes when you're inside a rocket, then we look in rocket update. So if you're inside, then it does this stuff. Then it flies up. And here it changes level. So what's going to happen here instead? I try something here. Start. Space game start. I'm going to run this thing instead here. Space game start, end event is not sure what to call this. Event start. Oh, what's happening? Timing state, it's 0. So it's going to go into this mini game, which I call the space game. And the only thing the space game needs is an event, which is the event that it runs when you're done. Let's add this event. I have this many randomly named event. It's also one of these little hacky things that maybe should be more formalized. Who knows? So we add that one. And then we just implement this event. This is what will happen when you're done with the mini space game. And this one will which one will be down here? And what did this one used to do? Check the git diff. Used to put the rocket into the flying up state. Okay. Let's do that. We fetch the rocket and we say rocket.state is flying. Rocket.timing state 0. So what this will do is when you're finished with this little mini game, then it will run this event. So the rest of the sequence for leaving the planet place. Let's see if that works. Wait, did that even compile? Sometimes I compile and then I just switch back. Okay, this would be interesting. Now I just changed, I injected something in this sequence of things. Okay, it kind of worked, but the rocket disappeared. So let's look at why. Update, space game update. So, like I said, in this game I have used, I put a bit too much inside the player. And with this mini game I tried to not do that. So you have like a game state at the bottom, and you have the default, and then I also introduced space, which has all its own state here. And this is all mostly self-contained sort of the gameplay code. So we will just try to look at what's up with the camera. Do I ever set the camera position anywhere in here? Yes, here it says the camera state of position. That's there. Start. Base game. Start. Okay. Break here or something. But why didn't it work other than that? That's the question. Whoop. Wait, it's broken. Yeah. My progress state being wrong. Flies up. Why does it disappear? Where is the... It prints and stuff here. And we print the camera position and where did it go? Okay, so the rocket is way over somewhere else. Aha, it's this stuff. Let me actually... I think the camera can be at x equals 0. Here's the rocket. Yes, now it works. I can collect your letters, because this rocket is powered by today's word, which is always space currently. See if we can finish. Spacy. That's how we pronounce space. Spacy. see, find the S. Give me the S. I probably need to add some bias to this random generation of which letters are spawned, because it is after all 26 letters in the alphabet, and there is no guarantee that it ever spawns the one you want. It's very likely, but there it is. Now it's gonna go like space, let's go. And then okay, and then oh, okay. Then it's supposed to do the rest of the sequence. But it's broken also. Everything's broken. That's fine. Event fly out from planet. Okay. This is so then it's supposed to go through update flying up. Supposed to be in this state now. And maybe the reason it doesn't work is the following. Yeah, it needs to end itself here. It needs to be like and dot. Well, actually, this one can do that. Game state. Some memory leaks here, but it will report on those later. So it needs to. I need to fix them. Okay, let's try that now. You can have some fun here trying to stitch together this sequence without making it. I don't like that it's like a camera snap. Gonna try to fix that. And then the player rocket snapped again. Don't like that. Gonna fix that. So the thing about this game is that it's gonna be a simple sort of little story with very kooky transitions and some simple adventure gameplay, and it's kind of short. So it's just this compact little experience. However, yeah, it's not supposed to disappear there. However, what I want to do. Wait, why do you teleport back over here? This is all gonna go very wrong now. It's gonna change level now. There we go. I want to make the game so that there's no single hard cut, and the player character is somewhere on the screen the whole game. And it's maybe half an hour, and it just does these crazy transitions, and it's like a half an hour of you constantly on the screen, and they will never. Yeah, so I will work a lot on trying to fix that, which is sort of this when people talk about gameplay programming. Like there was someone who talked about in like, you know, complicated 3D games when two characters are supposed to walk up to each other and maybe give something to another to line them up correctly. It's even harder in 3D. At least in 2D you can cheat a bit more. I think there was someone who said that one of the hardest things they've done was there was in some game they showed at E3 or something, not E3, it doesn't exist anymore, but and there was maybe it was in like Forbidden Horizon or whatever it's called, where the characters are supposed to suddenly hug, like you just in the middle of gameplay the two characters hug and then, or like high five or something, and getting that, so it's like a dynamic motion, and then you're supposed to continue playing. Very tricky. So it's this kind of doing something smoothly without hitches is a lot of extra little funny code usually. Or if you're a tech artist, I guess it's a lot of, or like an animator, a lot of lining things up in timelines and sending events at just the correct time of your animation and stuff. Okay. Let's run that again and try to figure out what's wrong. The first thing that's wrong is that it's not supposed to. Let's fix one thing at a time. I don't like that it cuts quickly there. And I think we can fix that this way. Start space game. Now it's called space game start. We can fix that by doing this. r.pos.x equals 0. So they will be in the middle. There is this bug as well that it... Yeah, I need to fix that bug. There's a bug where this animation doesn't finish properly. And then... Yeah, that glitch is still allowed. Now I hope that when you fly up... Because there's nothing on the screen now. Yes, so now the only problem is it's not at the correct height. Question is if I should maybe try to make this one lerp to the correct place. Probably. We set X hard like that. Then we try to lerp down the camera. This is where I'm gonna random between a few words here or something, and the rocket's gonna comment a bit more what's going on. But currently it's just hard coded here. But I'm just thinking if we should... Yeah, so it's the rocket is here and then it goes there. Should I just... Because what I like... what's it called? The base game update. What I don't want to do, sort of here, it always sets the camera position. Right. What I don't want to do is to have sort of a thing here where it is checking what's the current camera position, what's the player position, and trying to use the difference to move it, because then the camera sort of lags after, and I don't like that so much. Let's do something like this. Let's do something like this. Camera state. No. Space game state. No. What's it called? Game state space game. This one. Maybe we can say... like camera target. It would be so nice to have like a general concept for the cameras. You say, oh, you should please try to lerp to this position or something. Let's do this for now. Actually, maybe I realize now. Let's go back here. Maybe I can do something. I'm not moving it in X direction. I only want to move it in the Y direction. Let's try doing this actually. I said I don't want to do this, but target is this one. Target target Y. Camera state. From the current camera position to the new target position, it's difference. So these kind of things, I don't love doing them, but you can do them sometimes. But what tends to happen is that it might start shaking. So I can do something like if map.abs diff is less than 1, then the camera state of Y equals target Y. This is just to make sure that it doesn't wiggle around the thing. But these kind of things also, if you have low frame rates, it will go crazy because it can oscillate. Usually better to be like, okay, what was my position at the start? Where do I want to go? And here's a time to lerp over. That's what I do mostly in this game. But I think in this case, it's not a critical thing. It should be fine. Should be fine. Oh, very nice. I want to see that again. I looked at the chat for 2 seconds. Blah blah blah. Yeah, that's nice. No hard cut. Oh, getting all the letters. I missed that one. Here they are, the 2 are. And then it disappears. And question is, why does it disappear? Down here. Are you laughing at my game back there? Someone's watching my stream and laughing at my space. Get enter to raw. What is it? Why does it disappear? Like, so these are the different stages. First you're collecting the letters, and then after that you're done. This sounds like it's done animating the text, but you're actually done and it is animating the text. So this stuff happens. And then this stuff happens. So here it just sets the Y position. Okay, it's this stuff, of course. And look at this, it's like equals, and then it's like blah. Let's just do this space game. Let's do this fly away start pause. Like 2, we just put this in here. GS fly away start pause is r dot pause, and then we can do r dot GS fly away start pause dot y. And then it's supposed to fly off the screen somewhere. The GS thing, the variable, that's my whole, that's the state of this little mini game. Oh, you're reading this one, it's just doing things. This bug, okay, I should fix this bug soon, where it, the animation of the rocket, if I click the continue button too early, then it snaps out of it. Okay, let's collect all these again. Also have a cheat button to, oh, I get almost all of them. No, I missed everything. And maybe I should change all the white letters into like asteroids, meteorites instead. Hopefully now it still disappeared. Hopefully now it still disappeared. Why? Takes the rocket's position here. This just looks wrong. Why is there a minus here and lol gameplay code? No, we have not arrived. You're in the wrong game state, Mr. Rocket. So sometimes when I change level, I don't reset the game, and then it carries with some state flags, but because I can change, I want to be able to change level with some hotkeys I have without all the game state clearing. But sometimes if I go backwards in the game, then things are broken. Sequence breaking. Okay, that looked correct now. There should be maybe some nice clouds and stuff here. I don't know. It's all very strange. Ooh, space. What? Also, maybe the rocket should be firing all the time. In space, it makes sense to only fire it when it is. Yes, go! No, it's falling off the screen. But that was a disappointment. It's broken. Okay, it's supposed to be like that, I think. Minus is upwards on the screen because of Raylib, and I don't want to. Initially, when I made this game, I tried to make minus down and plus up. Y. I mean, Y positive up. But then you just have to have this wrapper around lots of Raylib things. It's nicer too. Why? Yeah. Ooh. Whee. Okay, I will now press the cheat button, which is C. Then it fakes as if I picked everything up, even though I didn't. Fly. Go. You can do it. Perfect. Wait. I can't fly off the screen. That's against the game. So what should happen instead is that I know. It needs to do this stuff again. It needs to follow with the camera. Where's that code? This stuff. Yoink. Steal that. Actually, it doesn't have to move the player at all that much. You can move it up like a third of the screen or something. So just you see that it moves up and then this text falls off the screen. That's fine. Smack the mic. Low Life Dog asked if I would consider to make cores out of small parts of the game for the spaces part. Nah, not currently. I mean, the game is the code as it is it's a bit. Some part of it is good, some part is a bit messy, and it's a lot of work to do that. What I've been thinking of doing though is like when I'm done with the game, I'll put it on itch.io or something. People can buy it, and I will. When you buy it, you also get a copy of the source code, so you can look at it and do whatever you want with it. Press the cheat button. Let's see. Yeah, and then it snaps back. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do instead. I'm gonna do this. I want to go to the middle of the screen so that it's in the perfect position. Which means what's the difference between the starting position? Rect middle. What was this one do? Is this the screen rect? I have a screen rectangle here. Camera rectangle. Yes, it has the position and everything. Ah, okay, so there is a I can do rect middle of CR. That gives me the middle of the camera rect. And then I said that the difference is from my Y position to camera mid Y. No, wait, it's just supposed to be this. Just flying to the middle of the camera when you're done. Yes. Yeah. Mhm. If it works now. Woo! Press the cheat button. Oh yeah. Wait a minute. It must. You mean the sound when the cat jumps? The meh, meh, meh. That's just me making noises. I have two sounds in the game. I made them last week. There's a footstep sound, and then there's this sound which is me saying like meh, meh, stuff into the microphone. Yeah, I must actually lerp the whole position to the middle. Let's try that instead. Now I'm just riding on this one. I don't care anymore. It's probably gonna be broken. Yeah, it's just totally broken now. Let's see if it goes to the middle of the screen. Yeah, and then it does the sequence. So that works. It also needs to... You should no longer have control over it, really. Where is that? Do this if... Ooh. So you lose control when it's almost done. So many things. Now I fly over here. Now it will force me back. Okay, it needs to lerp up the camera angle. The rocket rotation, I mean. There's all this. Funny things. Should I? When should I? Maybe I can. Thinking if I should either rotate up the rotation manually or if I should use like the difference in like the angle at the direction which is going at the end. Do do do. I'm just trying to figure out what the... Okay, just can try this. Pos before is r.pos. And then we can do something like r.pos minus pos before. We do similar things to this in other places. I think it's in the... So use the tangent of the how you're moving. We do that in the spline code. Rotation from tangent. Something like this. Okay. Probably want to normalize. There's this version here that checks if, because normalize divides by the length, and if the length is 0 almost or close to 0, then it will get division by 0. Rot from tangent, okay. Out of rot equals rot from tangent. This might not work so nicely. We'll see. Maybe it will shake a lot. That's what I'm... No, you haven't arrived. No, sir. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Go. Woo! I press my cheat button. I go over here. Then it would be... Oi, oi, oi. Okay, it didn't work so snappy. Yeah, I need to do something manual, probably. Needs to be like, first it rotates and then it... Meh. Okay, I'm gonna fix that one later. That's a bit too much. That one is a bit too much polish for now. I just want to make sure that I can get all the camera snaps out of there. But this one is more about to write down the rotation you have when it starts this transition, and then it needs to move it into the other direction so it flies nicely, and then it needs to, before it's done, rotate it up a bit again. But both fine. Okay, so the next snap I want to fix is you're just talking to a seed. The next snap I want to fix is that one. And that's not so hard to fix, I think. That's in Rocket Update. Mm. What is it? It snaps the camera then? This code runs. What snaps the camera? Like that. Because I could easily just move the camera when it's in this state. But I don't understand why it snaps. This code should not run. But this one has almost played the game on its own. 3 letters has just gone into its face.
Yeah.
Here it snaps. Let's look if there's any interesting places where it No, no, no. What's this? Cat update. No, no, no. 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 Question is,
Yeah.
is when I press let's go, I check in a dialogue editor. Enter rocket. Okay, that's the event. The event is event cat enter rocket. This one runs. This one, what this one does, it finds the rocket entity, fetches it, says that the next control entity is the rocket, and it destroys the cat. Then it sets the cat to none, and then it says that the cat is inside the rocket, which is what draws the I entered and left the level editor while it was the camera shake was happening. So now it's just shaking. Hello, what's happening? Why is it? It's like camera state dot pos equals. Not you. It was a Y. No, X. No. Not you. Not you. Not you. Not you. Not. Wait, what's this? Oh, this one you change level. Space game start has not run yet. Flying up is not yet happening. Okay, I'm gonna fetch yield debugger for this. Let's Let's go here. Press let's go. Disassembly. No, I don't care about that. Cool stack. Put here. Okay. This one doesn't do anything funny, right? No. Get inside. Wait, what's happening? Where am I? What just happened? What? What's that? What the hell was that? Squirrel? No? Yes? Waterfall. Rocket. Cat and the rocket. Okay. Not really. Was that the debugger? But so what happened was in this one, and then suddenly it looked like it was down here, but after might just have been a bug in the debugger, because this is the last one, so maybe the looks like it passes through there, but I'm just gonna try this. Never mind that for now. Detach. This one is going crazy. I wonder why it's like that. Okay, so what does this one say now? Yeah, it didn't go in there at least. That's not the problem. Hmm. I think I know what happens. I think it might be leaving this state immediately. Yes, that's what happens. Because this counter is counted up all the time, and it's running this. So the first thing that happens is it jumps out of this state and moves into here, where it is updating the thingy. So this stuff here doesn't really work. I'm gonna add a thing here. Let's just do this, whatever. What I predict what will happen now is that it will everything look fine for 2 seconds. and then it will suddenly snap. But yeah, now I have 2 seconds to pan my camera over. This camera update here is a bit annoying because it for the cat player I have very fancy camera code. For the Rocket I have like set the camera. But everything is a lot more custom with that because it uses those transitions that a bit more finicky. Let's just do this. Dun, 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 dun. So we have the rocket's position, we have the camera position, we have the difference. We add the difference times the delta time, and then we check lin alg length. The difference is less than 1. Then we set it. That would probably work. Bit of a snap there. That's why it's nicer to just use a lerp. Wait. And I should add to this thing here so that maybe there's some clouds coming by. Depending on the first time you do it, you're flying up into the sky. Second time you do it, you're sort of in space. It's a bit different background elements each time. Come on. Crash. Perfect. Why? Doesn't say. I think it's when. I think it's the mini game I put in that has a bug in it that can crash. I will look at that. Okay. So that works. Maybe I should. What happens then? Oh, we're tired now. Make a list of words. We have space. What more do we have? We have cat meow. We have pancakes. We have space time. Funny thing, I don't think you should mention space because that's not really where you're going. It's just in the second time that's more. I might have different words, it randoms between the first time. Or maybe I don't do random at all. Maybe the first time it's one word. Yeah, let's try this. Do like this instead. So in this case, it is like what's a fitting thing? So in my world, this kind of rocket is powered by the day of the word of the day. And there needs to be a fitting one here, because you're leaving the planet to go somewhere. Not like where. And there's the other instance where it's used, then it will say in space. Okay. If my code actually works. When I change the word, I mean. Ooh. Oi. Okay. There's a bug there where it gets two words at one go. Gets two letters at one go. And it's just missing a break in the... Just missing a break. Somewhere here. Here needs a break. Now it will work. Ooh. Yeah, now we should not get both. There we go. Oh. Missing this. Now it might work. Let's see. There you go. Where? So mystical. Mystery game. Like that little glitch, like a one frame glitch where the rocket is turned the wrong way. Where? I'm almost thinking of there's this. Is if anyone has said, no, what are you doing, Rocket? You're playing. No, stop that. Video games. This is perfect. This is just what I wanted. That's broken. It's in the wrong state at the end, but I could fix that. So I'm gonna add something here. Base game start. We're just gonna add a little line here when we start. So it's like the space onion saying okay, after this I'm fixing that bug. So the animation doesn't break. Never made. I don't know. Do, 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 do. Ooh. Where's my W? There's the crash again. And I think that crash is because it's still in this state. In this space gamey thingy. So let's check that. So this one unsets that. Debugger. Yeah, I should make sure the rocket always has the fire going. It's weird that it's not. I want to go sideways. Yeah, so I can press the cheat button. Crash, 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 crash. Of course it didn't. Okay, let's look at the second. Did that crash maybe? Yes, it did. Crashed inside the level loading. That's not very good. Just trying to parse. What is it trying to parse here? Reheat block modified after it was freed. Does this happen if I do this? No. Unclear. I think it's just... I'm gonna look a bit at that later, but I think it's just... Not exactly sure why it's like that. This is the other space thingy. Oh, it's broken. It's a bit broken. I'm trying to make it crash at this point. Okay, I'm gonna fix a few things here now. Okay, this is probably a memory leak. It's here. We can easily fix with many different things at the same time now. So good. Yeah, so this is expected. Let's do this game state. So we need to clean up some memory, and then we need a function that we need a function that says set game state, and it checks the current one, and then it cleans up some memory if there is a current one. Because currently we use, and here we need to do this gs.needed .current, and then the letters. Free dynamic arrays. And then does this. But this is not so good, maybe. New GS. Like that. Then we say like this, set game state. Store default. Here. Same here. Same there. Game state space game. Set game state. Let me chuck this one in here instead. That should take care of this little memory cleanup here. Try that. We start the thing, then it has allocated some memory because this will have happened. Let's try to pick up a few things. Like that. Go to the first level, close it, close it. This is the old one, right? Yes, it is. So maybe it's time to collect some code. Okay. Something like that. That fixes the memory leaks. Okay. There's another time when it sort of snapped suddenly. Why did it snap? Huh? When can this happen? I don't think this needs to happen. Because it sets the game's rocket state there, so I don't need that. Cat and the rocket in space. Okay. Oh. This one snaps the whole camera position. Why does that work here? Oh, because it's already up there. Yeah, you can't just snap the camera position here. See here. Yeah. Why do I don't even need to do that. I can just do it like that, I think. It's so weird that I snapped the position of the rocket. I know why I do that. It's just Hmm. Boring code, this one. I think all this stuff I'm doing with snapping the rocket around and stuff is not a very good idea. It's just gonna give me problems. Oh well. Yeah. I think I'm. Let's see. How many changes do we have here? I think I'm gonna be done for now with this for today. I'm gonna keep doing these kind of things the whole week, and then I'm also gonna add new graphics to all the. I mean, this is gonna have like a space background and stuff that you fly through somehow. And then there will be some graphics over here too. Essentially, just get something rough in there that looks like something at least. And then I will also try to make all the transitions nice stuff. What is happening over here? Interesting. I think I've broken something with the camera. Yeah. The rocket is constantly updating the camera, so the moment I stop touching it, it goes back. I'll fix that. I will fix that. But not now, because I got tired now, so I need to take a break. But thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you next time. Probably maybe do some more streams this week, because I'm just doing all this. Doing all this fixing stuff up, which is quite easy to stream because it's quite obvious what needs doing, so I don't have to think too much when I'm doing it. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.